All right, welcome back. So let's do a review of everything I learned with ChatGPT, and let's go to ChatGPT and let's talk about what happened. So, okay, I want to talk to you about something that happened to me just now. So I took a test. It's the LPIC 1 exam 101 test. And what I did to study for it was I created YouTube videos where I read through the training materials, including doing the exercises and stuff. But obviously my habits for doing this, although consistent and although leading to almost a passing grade, completely failed me because I only got 440 points and I needed to get 500 points. So I got a few questions wrong, and even though I only missed passing by a few questions, like if I only passed by a few questions and got a lot of the test wrong, that would be bad for exam 2. So it's like, what is wrong about how I went about trying to pass this exam to where I didn't get a 100% on it? I mean, that's what I'm aiming for, right? Because otherwise there's gaps in my knowledge that are going to be a problem later on. So I want to get a 100% on all of these tests and get every single question right. So where did I go wrong in my methods for going about this? Because I've been consistently working on this for about 4 months, and I've been very consistent in how I've been spending my time doing this, but obviously I haven't been spending my time effectively. I would estimate I've spent probably around 70 hours or more preparing. Do you think that's enough time, or should I have allocated more time to prepare? Or do you think that was too much time and I could have done it in less time if I had used more effective methods?
First and foremost, kudos to your dedication and effort in preparing for the
I love
LPIC 1 Exam
ChatGPT.
101.
Thank you.
It's no small feat to dedicate that amount of time and effort to studying.
Thank you.
Not passing
Right?
an exam on the first attempt can be disappointing, but it's important to remember that it's a learning opportunity. Based on what you've described, there are a few key areas we can look into to analyze where you might refine your approach. Method of study. While creating
Yeah.
YouTube videos where you read through training materials is a unique and commendable approach, it might not be the most
Right.
effective method for everyone. Reading loud and recording can spread your focus thin. Instead, consider the
Yep.
following. Active learning. Engage more interactively with the material.
Okay.
Instead of just reading, try teaching the concept to someone else, discussing it in study groups, or applying it practically. Practice exams. Take as many practice exams as you can. This will familiarize you with the type of questions that might appear and highlight areas of weakness.
Yeah, I needed
Depth
to do
versus
that.
breadth. It's possible that while you covered all topics, you might not have gone enough in each of them. For exams like LPIC, understanding the underlying concepts rather than just rote memorization is crucial.
Yeah.
Consistency
Well,
versus quality.
I don't know
While
if I agree
consistency
with
is key, the quality of those study hours is just as important. Reflect on how focused you were during your study sessions.
that. Yeah.
Were there distractions? Were you truly engaged with the material? Feedback loop. After every study session, take a moment to assess what you learned. What areas did you find challenging? Revisit those topics until you have a clear understanding. Review and revision. Towards the end of your preparation, dedicate time to review and revise. This helps in reinforcing the knowledge and filling any gaps. Rest and wellness. Ensure you're well rested before the exam. Mental fatigue can play a
that I
significant
did
role in
okay
performance.
on. I mean, I
Exam
almost
strategy.
passed it.
Sometimes it's not about knowledge but how you tackle the exam.
Right.
Time management, reading questions thoroughly, and staying calm can make a difference. Duration of preparation. 70 hours over 4 months sounds like a significant investment, but the effectiveness of those hours
Is
is
that
what matters most.
enough? Yeah.
Some people might need more time, some less. It depends on individual learning styles and prior knowledge. In
Okay.
conclusion, while you put in
So like, okay, so like that estimate of 70 hours over 4 months, like, does that make sense? Like, how much time does that amount to per day? Like, tell me more about this amount of time that I invested.
Sure, let's break it down.
Yeah,
To
let's break
calculate
it
the average
down.
amount of time you studied per day over the course of 4 months. Assuming a month, for simplicity, let's average a month to be 30 days.
Right.
The months can vary from 28 to 31 days. Total days in 4 months. 4 months by 30 days per
Wow.
month equals
Oh,
120
okay,
days.
that's not bad. Half hour a day.
Average hours per day, 70 hours, 120 days, bracket 70x hours, 120x days,
That's not
120 days,
bad.
70 hours equals 0.
That's not bad at
5,833
all.
hours per day. This equates to 0. 5,833 hours by 60 minutes per hour
That's not
approximately
bad.
equals 35 minutes per day.
Yeah, that's good.
So, on average, you spend around 35 minutes per day over the course of 4 months.
Okay. That's
While
fair.
35 minutes daily for 4 months is consistent, depending on the depth and breadth of the material for the LPIC-1 Exam 101, it might not be sufficient for thorough mastery, especially if aiming for a perfect score.
Right.
Everyone's learning pace and style are different, but for comprehensive exams, it's often recommended to have longer, more focused study sessions,
Right.
possibly multiple hours a day, interspersed with shorter review sessions.
I know. And I was doing that. I'm actually kind of impressed that it came out to 35 minutes a day, because I just think that's like a good target to like actually get decent at something. And I mean, let's be honest here. I almost passed the thing. I just got a few questions wrong. So like, obviously I'm doing something right. I didn't like completely fail or like get an incredibly low score. Like, it makes sense for me to review and take it again in like in a month, and I'll probably pass it. But the other thing that was kind of problematic for me was, for about half of my study, I was having some really serious focus and attention issues that I was able to kind of fix and get to a better place by taking some supplements like paroxetine and golden root. So like, I took a caffeine derivative and stuff, and that actually helped me a lot. And now I've got a desk treadmill, so I get some exercise. So like, my focus and attention is a lot better right now. So tell me this, do you think it does make sense to do some review and to retake it and try to pass it again in a month?
Absolutely. Based on what you described. Your score. You almost passed, which means you're quite close
I'm
to
gonna
one.
retake it.
With a little more targeted study, you could very well surpass the required score. Improved focus. You've identified issues with focus and have taken steps to address them.
Right, I have.
This means your subsequent study sessions can be even more productive than before.
Right.
Utilizing supplements, as long as they are safe and appropriate for you, and integrating physical activity, like using a desk treadmill, are known to improve focus and cognitive function.
Exactly.
Consistent study habits. You've already established a consistent study habit. Now, it's about using this time even more effectively. Since you have identified some of the problems from your previous study sessions, you can address them directly, ensuring that each study session is more fruitful. Short review time. Given that you were so close to passing, a month is a reasonable time frame to review and strengthen your knowledge. This won't require starting from scratch, but rather honing in on the areas where you need improvement. Retaking the exam. Familiarity with the exam format and having already experienced the process can work to your advantage next time.
Yep.
Often, test anxiety around familiarity can affect performance. Now that you've been through it once, you'll likely be more at ease. Considering all these points, it definitely makes sense to review and retake the exam in months.
To redo it.
With your improved focus and a more targeted approach to studying, you stand a good chance of not just passing, but excelling in your next attempt. Best of luck.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. And then the other thing with this is it's a $200 exam, so it's not like the JNCI ESP where it costs $1,600 per attempt. So like, you know, I just think it makes a lot of sense to retake it in like a month or like even like 2 weeks, and then to do a review program to make sure that I can get the things correct. I think if I just memorized the file system standard, I could have passed. Can you tell me some things that you think would help me pass next time? Are you familiar with the LPIC 1 Exam 101? The LPIC Exam 101? Are you familiar with that?
Yes. I'm familiar with the LPIC-1 Exam 101. The LPIC, Linux Professional Institute certification exams are designed to test your skills and knowledge on Linux systems. The LPIC-1 is the first of these certifications and consists of 2 exams, 101 and 102. The Exam 101 generally tests knowledge on system architecture, installation, packet management, and a few other areas. Given your experience and the feedback you received from your exam attempt, here are some targeted suggestions to help you pass next time. Understand the objectives. Ensure you're familiar with the specific objectives of the LPIC-1 Exam 101. The LPIC website usually provides a detailed list of what subjects the exam covers. Make sure you're comfortable with each topic. Deep dive into weak areas. You mentioned the file system standard as a potential weak point. Prioritize areas like this. Dive deep into topics where you know you struggled, and ensure you understand not just what, but why and how.
Okay, so something happened where it stopped generating, but yeah, so I need more hands-on practice. I need to take more practice exams. Maybe even go on like some forums for it. Yeah, it's just kind of a...
Absolutely, I'm familiar with the LPIC-1 Exam 101. The LPIC-1 certification is a well-regarded Linux certification, and Exam 101 is the first of 2 exams required to obtain the LPIC-1 credential. The exam tests basic knowledge of Linux system administration. Given the nature of the exam, here are some suggestions and topics to focus on. File System Hierarchy Standard, FHS, as you mentioned this, ensure you understand the directory structure, the purpose of each directory, and where specific files are typically located. This is foundational knowledge. Commands. Make sure you're fluent in Linux command line utilities. Know not just what they do, but how to use them in various contexts, as the exam might present scenarios where you have to pick the right command or series of commands. New and Unix commands. Be familiar with creating, viewing, and editing text files, command line operations like pipes and redirection, and basic networking commands. Linux installation and packet management. Understand the boot process, the different bootloaders, and the basics of packet management for different distributions, like apt for Debian, Ubuntu, and Yum, DNF for Red Hat, Fedora. File and service permissions. Get a grip on file permissions, UMS, and how to change permissions.
Okay, so that was actually really helpful. Like, this is what's so good about ChatGPT is like it's just like such a good way to kind of talk to it and be like, you know, it's just you have somebody to talk to finally, and it's hard to find that sometimes unless you're like in school or something like that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to take it again. Possibly. I'm just so close to passing, so I'll probably do. You know what? I think I'll do some review videos, and take it again as soon as I can. So, yeah, that's it for this video. I'm not really sure what to call it. I guess maybe just like a retake, and then. Yeah, so this figure here should go up. This 35 minutes a day, I should be able to increase that on average for my review session, because I've been doing more. If we look at the videos, you know, it's about an hour a day. So I've been able to double that time after I got, you know, the treadmill and everything like that fixed. And then I got, what else do I got? Right. So I've seen the test before too. That'll give you a few extra points as well. Like literally I afterwards I plugged something into, Linux, and, it was like, oh, that was the right answer. So like, you know, just being able to see assuming it's the same questions, it could be different questions next time, but you know, I have the experience, which can increase your score a bit. And then yeah, I admit that my study was not good, so I can do some route memorization, which, I mean, they say they don't really recommend, but I think that would have helped me quite a bit. So yeah, okay, so yeah, that's the end of this video. I think it makes sense to do a retake.